Good evening, all you gamers, YouTubers, and all you roughnecks out there. It's your boy Dale Rico. It is approximately 8:50 my time here on the West Coast in California. I just got finished watching Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and holy shit, what a game! Uh, I'm so happy that San Antonio was able to come up with the first win. I had a gut feeling that they would. There were a couple of little things here and there that were cause for concern as far as their game playing, as far as the refs go. They were actually letting them play a physical game, which I love. I haven't enjoyed basketball that much since probably late 90s, early 2000s when it was still a physical game. I mean, nowadays it just seems everything's a little bit softer. You barely touch them on the arm and it's called for a foul, which there were a lot of calls like that going against San Antonio. I'm just going to get it out of the way. I cannot stand the Miami Heat. I really can't. For one main reason, LeBron James. Cannot stand the guy. I mean, I I will acknowledge the talent. I will acknowledge his presence in the game and everything that he's capable of doing. He's just a massive force. I give him credit for all of that. But the thing, there were I don't let me see. I don't even know how many things there were that really drove me to that kind of conclusion. I'm sure he has told like dozens and dozens, if not millions, of haters around the world. And yeah, I'll call myself a hater. I don't really give a shit. Um, Number one was is probably the way the sportscasters and analysts and everybody to do with sports always has to compare him to Jordan. They do this probably every like 10 years. They pick somebody out of a, you know, out of a draft. They pick somebody who's like kind of having a hot streak on a team, and they say, "Oh my goodness, here's the next Jordan. Here's this. Here's, look at his stats. Look at his scores. Look at his movement, his ball handling, his speed, blah blah blah." And it's like, you know what? You cannot do that in this day and age, comparing another team or another person, excuse me, to what Jordan did in the 90s, even in 2002 when he came back to play with the Wizards for a couple seasons. And at 40 years old, he still took the Wizards to the playoffs, and I don't think they didn't make it to the finals, but like the things that he did in his time, you cannot compare to any player of this time. Because again, it was a lot more physical back then. You had the bad boys of Detroit that were just always all over manhandling pretty much any team that they came across. You had the New York Knicks with Sparks and Ewing, and they were especially aggressive. Like it was such a different game played back then compared to today. Not to mention the fact that it's freaking Jordan. I mean, what what haven't you heard about Jordan? LeBron James. They got all this different these different specials and interviews and YouTube stuff. I think he had like this big long special like right after they defeated the Indiana Pacers after the Eastern Conference Finals. They had this whole thing about LeBron James, like, what do you do around family? What do you do in preparation of game time? And it's like, man, we get it. Like, he's talented, but wait till after the finals. If he does something, and I think my biggest thing is if he does and the Heat do go on to win this finals, it's going to give him a third ring. It's going to give him a three-peat, and I'm just going to hear it all over again about how great he is and compare him to Jordan, and I do not want to have that happen. That is my biggest priority. Sorry, I'm going on a little rant, but I'm just like really hype up from the game. You'll have to forgive me. But it's just, yeah, tonight's game was just so back and forth. From the let's talk about let's just go ahead and talk about and break it down a little bit. San Antonio Spurs, they had 23 turnovers. That cannot happen when you're playing against the Miami Heat, and I heard the sports announcers say it like pretty much all night. Against the Miami Heat, you have got to play flawlessly. They had 17 turnovers themselves, but just for me, especially my biased opinion about wanting the San Antonio Spurs to win, that cannot happen. You got to stay in the low teens. I mean, they were averaging 12 turnovers all postseason in the playoffs. So to have 23 tonight, that is some major correcting that they have to do. They got to have better passes, better. They got to have better looks towards the basket. Excuse me. They had Splitter, man. He was right there in the paint, right there, just right. He could have touched the rim just from where he was standing. I swear. And he just kind of hesitated and he looked around, and I get what he's trying to do. I see the concentration in trying to kick it out to somebody who could probably shoot a three or has a better opening, because he's going to be surrounded within 1 or 2 seconds. But you got to stay aggressive. You got to keep pushing for the basket, because Miami, with their youth, with their agility, and with their speed, that's exactly what they're going to do every time. And that's why I kind of admire Manu Ginobili for everything that he's done. Like my team is actually the Chicago Bulls. I've been following them ever since I was a kid. But again, I just do not want the Miami Heat to win. So I've been watching very carefully these playoffs and these now the finals. So Manu Ginobili, the way he drives to the basket, a lot of respect for that, and I just do not. That's something I just don't expect from him. I always expect Tony Parker. Maybe you feed it to Duncan right in the low post in the paint or whatever, and they dish it out and get the easy lay-in. So to see Manu Ginobili kind of go after it like that, I think it's a really good and key kind of performance that they need. Kawhi Leonard, he's got to do better. I mean, he did okay towards the end of the third quarter, in the middle of the fourth quarter, but he's got to be he's got to be put on fire right from the get-go. He's got to learn to take that aggressive role and to take those same kind of shots that Ginobili drives in. And I was just hoping more from Leonard. Leonard, he's going to set the tone right after when these big three finally retire, which could be next year, could be 2 years from then. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard, I doubt you'll watch this, but take it up just a couple notches, man. They need you to make a few more shots and just get hot early. You're gonna set the tone. I have a feeling that you're gonna be the one to kind of drive the team in the long run for the series. Now, Spurs won by 15, but I kind of wonder, was it really a win? LeBron actually left with probably 2.5, 3 minutes left of the fourth quarter because of they said it was cramping. They said it was cramping in his legs, and he hobbled off, and he could not walk getting off of the court in that. And when he finally signaled for Spolstra, I think. I don't even know if I'm not Spolstra. I don't know. I think I might be pronouncing it wrong. My bad. Eric Spolstra. Something. So he was cramping pretty bad. You never want to see anybody get hurt. I was hoping that LeBron would have gotten into foul trouble or something, but that turn of events, that last 2.5 minutes, ended up being a key part in the game, because Miami Heat was up by that point, and then once LeBron got out, San Antonio turned it up. They went on a 31-9 run to end the game and taking game one. So I wonder if without LeBron, is it because of that, or is no doubt the San Antonio Spurs are talented, but LeBron's presence definitely played a high impact on how they handled the ball and how they were able to shoot, passing in the lanes and everything. His defensive presence really made it hard. So if LeBron is healthy for the next game and running on, his legs not giving him any more problems, I have to wonder if they're going to be able to withstand his defensive presence again. Miami Heat, Ray Allen was driving the lane really good. He was shooting the ball well. That's another. That's something that I would probably really take a look into. The fouls were they were pretty consistent, but at the same time there was a lot of just unfair calls both ways. Again, you had minor calls being given to the Heat, and it took much stronger calls again for San Antonio to get their free throw shots. So it was just a crazy game. The air conditioner broke, so it was like 90 degrees on the court. So everybody was just sweating balls. And when I say balls, I usually refer to mine. But anyway, sorry, just ranting about the game. Amazing game. Go San Antonio Spurs, and yeah, have a good day. I hope you guys watch the series. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Would you like to know more?